My name is Stacy Logwood. I'm with the Champaign County Drug-Free Youth Coalition in Champaign County, Ohio. Our problem of practice is prescription drug misuse amongst 12 to 18-year-olds in our county. So this section of the needs assessment process was qualitative data that I get to talk about, and I'm excited because we have a long history as a coalition with quantitative data, but had very limited experience with qualitative data and no experience at all in listening sessions with parents and youth. This gave us the opportunity to be able to really engage parents and youth in a way that we had not in the past and drill down into what issues were happening in family communications, specifically regarding the dangers of prescription drug misuse in those conversations. I think the most beneficial part of the needs assessment process for us when it came to qualitative data was the SPF guidance that came with the process. We had very limited familiarity with this, so utilizing a script, having been able to see a role play of how this should happen in your community, and then utilizing some technology such as the speaker system that records the recording devices and the transcription systems. Those were very helpful for our coalition to replay, revisit, and then really be able to do a quality analysis of the listening sessions that we were able to conduct. When the SPF-PFS project ends, we will now have some expertise in how to do listening sessions in our community and collect qualitative data in a new way than what we had in the past. The other thing that we're going to take with us is that we can coach some of our other coalitions on how to utilize this assessment tool that they are not familiar with either. Oh, this part of the needs assessment process took us out of our comfort zone, primarily because we were quantitative data people at the coalition. We rely very heavily on survey data from students and survey data that we collect at different opportunities such as the fair in our community, and most of that is consequence and consumption data. So to be able to ask very pointed questions about what is happening in family communication was interesting for us, mainly because family communication had not been a variable that we had examined thoroughly in the community in the past. So having added that question to our quantitative survey led us right down the path of we really don't know enough about this factor in our community, and it was one that we had not addressed in the past. The tools that we used to overcome any obstacles, I think first and foremost was the technology tools that were recommended by our evaluators. We used the recording devices, we used transcription services, and we used some diagrams of the room with the coalition members that participated in the listening sessions to help really understand where the comments were coming from, and also to be able to process all of the data that was collected over those several hours of tape. We also utilized our coalition membership. And I think it's incredibly important to recognize that everybody on your coalition can have a role in this process. While we knew initially going in that we were going to use our prevention data committee, our evaluation committee locally, to help with the interviews themselves and then also with the analysis of the listening sessions, we asked every other member of our coalition to be a referring party and to do a direct ask of our target population. So if they knew parents of children 12 to 18, or if they knew youth 12 to 18, we asked them to make specific asks to participate in the process itself. So my advice to somebody approaching this topic is use two recorders. One will fail. Use two recorders. Make sure you are utilizing your coalition membership in the analysis. They will hear things differently than you heard them as an interviewer. The other thing is be coachable throughout the process. One of the things that I wish we would have done was bring more members of our team, especially those who were analyzing the data, to the training session. A lot of times the coalition coordinator or project director is responsible for taking that information back to the coalition, and there was so much information around collecting qualitative data. I was more concerned with the process and not as concerned with the analysis, but wish that I could have had somebody listening to the analysis piece while I was doing the process, because that was what I was responsible for. I wish that we would have known ahead of time that we have a really neat opportunity to collect qualitative data in our community in easier ways than what we thought. We have always approached qualitative data as difficult and something that would be painful as coalition members to engage in. And the reality is that with the use of incentives and really focusing in on your target population, this helped us gain a wealth of information to be able to deploy some strategies that are going to be effective in our community.